morning, Silver Springs membership. Lance Morris, golf course superintendent here. It's a lovely morning on September 28th. Hey, just wanted to give you guys a quick little update regarding a few items that are coming down the pipe here in the coming days. As you can see, we're at that time of year where Mother Nature is starting to turn the leaves, and judging by everything around here after yesterday's windstorm, we've got a pretty big mess on the golf course here. We'll do our best to keep the playing corridors as clean as possible for everyone, and hopefully that you guys will be able to find your balls as best as possible, but try and hit them down the middle if you can. We'll have our blowers and our sweeper and our equipment out doing the daily routine there, but when plays out here on the golf course, we're going to kind of minimize how much blowing we can do. One, from a noise aspect, and two, safety for you guys, that we're not having projectiles kind of flying at you. Another thing you'll probably notice here in the coming days is, or as we get into the end of the golf course here, we've blown out the irrigation system successfully yesterday and on Sunday as well. Really happy with the results of that. That being said, that means we have no water on the golf course for the remainder of the season. From a turf health standpoint, we're really going to try and back off on the mowing of items, particularly your rough and your fairways. Now that we don't have any water and the temperature forecast looks pretty promising, we don't want to set the turf back by drying it out and cutting it more often. So you may see some shaggy areas on the golf course, green surrounds, tee surrounds, the rough in general, and the fairways aren't going to be cut nearly as often as we would during the prime playing months of the golf season. So just be aware of that. We'll do our best to keep things as tidy and clean as possible, but if you see a little bit of shag carpet out there, it's more from a turf health standpoint as we go into fall here. We want to make sure moistures are adequate for the plant as it prepares for dormancy. The next item that you will probably start to see starting tomorrow, Wednesday, September 29th, will be some work on the pump station. The asbestos abatement is going to begin on Wednesday, the 29th of September. So we're going to have that going on. Please be aware of the work zone. We'll have it all cordoned off and quarantined, so you guys won't be able to get in there. And we may have to adjust where the tee markers are on the silver tee, but stay tuned for that. The last item that I wanted to touch base on, especially now that we are out of water and irrigation for the year, and that we haven't had any moisture in the forecast for quite some time now, is bunkers are going to continue to remain soft and fluffy. When we irrigate the bunkers during the golf season, pretty much on a per nightly basis, they tend to firm up and they have more moisture in them, and that they play a little bit firmer, I guess you could say. Now that we are completely out of water, we rely on Mother Nature for that. Bunkers are going to get soft. Bunkers are going to be powdery. We'll do our best to bring some sand off of the faces down into the flats of the bunkers there, but just wanted you guys to be aware of that. The type of bunker sand that we have in the bunkers really dries out. Just the type of sand and the nature of the sand, the building of the bunkers, the little microclimates around things, wind, and of course irrigation, as I mentioned. So we'll do our best to keep them as playable as possible, but just know they are going to remain very, very soft and fluffy over the next coming days. You guys will notice now that the ponds on number 4 and number 13 and number 12 have all been drained. The reason that the ponds on 4 and 13 is for our blowout system. We drain some of the water out of those areas, so they're going to remain dry for the rest of the season. You'll also notice that the pond on number 12 has been depleted quite low. This is in anticipation for some of the work that has to be done on the pump station rebuild here that we're going to be doing as we get into latter time of October and then into November. We are going to be taking the pond down even lower than we are right now. We've got a trash pump in there. We are going to be doing some work on the intake flume, which is where the water draws into our pump station from the pond. So just please be aware, don't go in the pond for anything. It's really muddy. It's really, really soft right now, and it could be a safety hazard for members. Also keep in mind, we normally have our annual fishing derby around this time of the year. Because the pond is going down this year, we will be canceling the fishing derby for 2021, and we will be resuming it in 2022 moving forward. So please stay out of the pond there, be very careful, and try your best to not go in there for ball retrieval if you can. Thanks very much.